Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today, where we celebrate the memorial of Saint Agatha, to whom she is known as being put to death for her faith, as she was persecuted and she was going through lots of things. And so, if we reflect upon today's Holy Gospel, notice that Jesus had sent the 12 disciples to go and cure others regarding their illnesses. And Jesus had given them this power to the point where he wants them to go and proclaim the word of God. And so what significance does this have on each and every one of us? God gives each and every one of us here a mission that all of us here can accomplish. And this mission should be a means of being able to draw others, and including ourselves, closer to God. And so let's take a deep dive down as to exactly of what Jesus had wanted each and every one of us here to do. So the first things first, Jesus had chosen the 12 disciples. And here we know that Jesus had chosen each and every one of us, as we are special and unique in the eyes of Jesus, to the point where he really wants each and every one of us here to go and draw ourselves closer to him. And he wants us to do it in a way where we are really loving Jesus. And to fully love Jesus, we have to love others first, and then love ourselves. And so Jesus wants to teach each and every one of us to build this sense of community as a means of bringing up people closer to God when it comes to building up God's kingdom. And so, with that being said, Jesus wants each and every one of us here to go proclaim the word of God. Why is this important? Because throughout our life, we have received so many things to the point where our needs are being met. We have this personal wants to which it can sometimes be met. And so Jesus wants each and every one of us to go and offer it up to other people. And Jesus had explicitly stated that he wants us to go and serve other people, to proclaim the word of God without expecting any sort of repayment. And that is to continue to fulfill the scriptures. So Jesus wants to teach each and every one of us here to build generosity amongst other people. So that way, each and every one of us here are able to develop this personality of generosity, so that each and every one of us here can really see what Jesus has planned for each and every one of us. Because Jesus had clearly revealed what he wants for each and every one of us. And it indicates clearly that we should go and proclaim the word of God. We should continue to go and forgive other people for what they have done to each and every one of us. We should teach them the right ways to which they should go in order for them to be able to really see Jesus. But in order to teach them, we must first practice living out our Catholic faith. So that way, we're able to fully understand what exactly we are teaching. Because if we don't practice what we teach, then pretty much it's going to fall apart, and it's not going to be that effective because we don't apply it ourselves. Because when we apply the teaching, we're building the personal connection amongst the teaching, so that way we're able to help others better understand what exactly they are being taught. And so each and every one of us are called to give it all our best to go and proclaim the Word of God, to heal other people despite what they went through. We may not be able to heal them physically like a doctor, but we can provide them comfort through our words, through our prayers, through how we treat one another. That is the message that Jesus wants to send to each and every one of us. And then it comes to question, what if they don't treat us well? What do we do here? In today's Holy Gospel, notice that Jesus had directly stated that whichever house does not welcome and accept you, when you leave, shake the dust from your feet in testimony against them. And so this is an idiom indicating that we cannot do anything no more. We give it our best. And it's not in a way of us trying to offend them, but it's a means to tell God that we have tried our best, but yet they don't want to change. And so, with that being said, Jesus understands each and every one of us. He knows that we are trying to do our best in order to fulfill the Word of God. And so, therefore, Jesus will give His love back for each and every one of us. Because it's just like this saying from the Word of God. If we do our best, if they don't do good to each and every one of us, even though we tried our best to be good to them, God will give everything back to each and every one of us here. And so Jesus reminds each and every one of us not to worry about what other people have to say about each and every one of us, because God will take care of that. All we need to do is our part, and that is to go and proclaim the Word of God to others. It is to go and perform acts of humble and loving service to one another. That is a sign to which Jesus continues to challenge each and every one of us here for today. And so I invite each and every one of you guys to go and serve one another. Serve without expecting any form of repayment. Because if we continue to serve for God, God will be the one that repays each and every one of us with His love, with His mercy, with His grace, to which He has poured out upon each and every one of us here. And so, with that being said, let us reflect upon the words to which God is speaking to each and every one of us here.